Hello, this is the Rochi Throchi, and I'm back again with another video for all of you people. So I did get a good response with my last video, and I got a few more views than I'm used to, which was awesome. I very much appreciate it, and thank you for taking a look at it. I would like to see that like button smashed, though. We need to smash that like button. So hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below. Anyway, so we'll get that out of the way first off. And then we need to talk about ways that you can help increase your ability to fend off COVID-19. Not ways that you can treat it, because we don't want to use that type of terminology, because that terminology is frowned upon by the powers that be. Anyways, so yeah, so first of all, we need to talk. So what brought this up and what has been getting the ball rolling on this is monoclonal antibodies. So monoclonal antibodies are something that can assist in keeping you from getting as sick as you normally would. So basically keep you from being hospitalized or maybe even dying from disease. Monoclonal antibodies can be used to help keep you from being hospitalized or keep you from being getting a severe case of diseases. But this is a fairly expensive and fairly expensive procedure. And but it is something that can help, and it can help with the infection of COVID. So what has happened is the federal government has stepped in and taken full control over the monoclonal antibodies. The marketing and distribution has pretty much completely been taken over for this treatment. And now the federal government is basically distributing it as they see fit to the states. As you might have heard, Florida was their distribution of these monoclonal antibodies has been cut in half. They have actually been reduced. Why? Because maybe, I don't know, Florida's been fighting against the Biden regime, and so the Biden regime is taking action against Florida through basically controlling this market and completely taking over the distribution of it, and then cutting Florida's supply. So Florida is actually looking at different sources to get these treatments, because they have made them available to their citizens to help with COVID-19 and with other diseases as well. I mean, it would help with other diseases as well, because it actually helps build your immune system and make it so that you can fight off disease easier. So there are other things that are less expensive as well that the federal government is trying to step in and mess with. One of them is a supplement called NAC. So the supplement NAC, what it does is it is to help protect your liver. So one of the things that it does is, if you drink alcohol, it will help protect your liver from the alcohol. Basically, alcohol is can be a poison. I mean, if you drink too much alcohol, it will actually poison you and kill you. And where it really affects is the liver. Well, NAC produces glutathione in your body, and this glutathione helps fight that poison, basically, and helps to clean up that poison. It basically detoxes your liver and helps that. But it also will help with your lung health as well. So it breaks up mucus and thins out secretions. So the mucus is what will build up in your lungs with stuff like pneumonia, and that is a really big issue for when, like with COVID, because COVID, that's one of the things that it will cause is pneumonia, and so that's really dangerous. And the secretions in your lungs is what it's really causing a problem with. And this glutathione also helps to clear up those secretions and to help the health of your liver as well as your lungs. So it's a really good drug to help. No, it's not a drug. That's the thing. Right now, it is classified as a supplement. But the federal government, through the FDA, has now started getting it pulled from Amazon and from the stores of shelves, and from the store shelves. So they're making it harder and harder to get this supplement, which is designed to basically improve your liver health. And it also has effects on your lungs, improving your lung health. And it's a supplement, so it's completely safe to use, because if you have more of it in your body than you should, then your body just kind of washes it through, basically. It doesn't really process it, it just kind of washes it through. So you're not going to be able to overdose on this, although you probably should just take the recommended dosage, of course, and probably talk to your doctor if you want to use this. But it's still not something that's dangerous or problematic with your body. And all it does is promote liver health, and also has some effects to help the lungs as well. So because it has been being used to help with COVID, this has been attacked by the federal government and the distribution of it has been affected. The marketing of this has been affected. So they're coming in and they're basically taking control of the marketing and distribution of any drug or any supplement or anything else that they can that might help with COVID-19. Why? Because they want to push you to the vaccines. They want to push you to getting their recommended prevention or help or whatever else. They want to force you into getting what they recommend or what they mandate, actually, because that's another thing. They mandate the vaccine. Well, if you mandate the vaccine, that's basically saying this is the only way that you can do this. This is the only way that you can help improve your chances of surviving COVID. But that's the thing. There are other ways. NAC is a very inexpensive and effective way of improving your chances, improving your chances of surviving COVID-19. But every step and everything that they possibly can, the federal government has been pushing you towards vaccine, which is odd because really using supplements like NAC, zinc, vitamin D have been shown to reduce your symptoms and reduce hospitalizations for COVID-19. So and these are cheap, easy to get, or were easy to get supplements that can simply help improve your health and make it so that you can fight off this disease easier. It's like vitamin D has been known to help because vitamin D, what it does is, like most people know, that vitamin D, you get that from the sun. The sun will actually help you with vitamin D. Well, when it is flu and cold season, it's when it starts getting cold. And as we've seen, COVID is following that same line. So it starts infecting more people when it starts getting cold. Well, what happens? The sun isn't out as long during that time period. People are getting less sun, and so they're getting less vitamin D. And so when vitamin D levels in people drop, then infectious diseases are able to take hold a little bit easier. They're able to move into a person's body and take hold a little bit easier. So just keeping your vitamin D levels up at a normal, natural level actually helps you to fight off diseases. And so that's what vitamin D does. And then zinc is also assists in the same type of a way. It kind of helps block. But zinc that's the other problem with zinc is something that you have to take every day, because zinc doesn't stay in your body. Your zinc level actually drops all throughout the day. And so if you're not taking your zinc then your zinc levels won't stay up. So if you don't take zinc in daily, your zinc levels will fall off. But we do get some zinc from different foods that we eat, and so it's fairly easy to keep those. So you can keep those levels up, especially if you look into what kind of foods you need to, and kind of implement them into your diet here and there, just to kind of help keep those levels up. And then I've been taking a multivitamin, which most doctors suggest that you do take a multivitamin. And I just made sure that I got one that the zinc and vitamin D supplements in there were fairly high, so that I know that I'm getting those two in my diet. And I have been vaccinated, so I do know. I do trust vaccines. I do think that vaccines are good, but I do not like anything being forced on anybody. There's just no reason for that. I think that a vaccine is a good, effective way of helping prevent. However, at this point, I've taken the necessary steps to protect me the best I possibly can against COVID-19. So at this point, the best possible way to protect me against COVID-19 would be to get COVID-19. Now, you might think that's kind of counterintuitive, but the fact is, if I was able to get that, then that helps me with much more long-term immunity for the disease. And they don't like you calling it immunity either. In fact, they've gone and changed the definitions of being vaccinated and vaccination to exclude immunity, that word immunity, from the definitions. See, these are just steps that the federal government is taking to control pretty much everything that you could possibly use to help with COVID-19. And why would they do that? Why would they do that? Well, first of all, they want to do that because that is socialism. Socialism is the control of the market and production and distribution of goods. And they're just starting here in the healthcare system. They've always wanted to socialize the healthcare system. They've been working to try and do that for a very long time. And now they're just finding more and more ways to do that with our healthcare system, to socialize our healthcare system by controlling the marketing and distribution of these different drugs. Um, and Pfizer, of course, they would approve Pfizer. Why would they approve Pfizer? Because Pfizer has been playing ball with the politicians all the way through. And the politicians have been playing ball with Pfizer. So, and, well, so yeah, the federal government is taking over our healthcare system, and they're taking it over through a socialist means. Um, and I think that is very bad for our system. I think that will destroy pretty much everything that we have, and we have one of the best healthcare systems in the world. It's also the most expensive healthcare system in the world, but it is one of the best healthcare systems in the world. It's actually produced more drugs than any other healthcare system in the world, more treatments, more been able to innovate in that field more than any other country. Um, and that is because, and that's one of the costs of our system. Like most systems can rely on our system to develop the drugs and the treatments and the other stuff to take care of diseases. And so they aren't as expensive for that simple reason. For at least that's one of the simple reasons as to why they're not as expensive, is because they're not doing the research, they're not doing the development of these drugs. Now they're doing a little bit, but they're just not doing as much as the United States is. So yeah, and this federal takeover, the socialist takeover of our healthcare system is happening, and it's happening fairly fast now. Now, I think that COVID is a very serious disease, and I think we should take care of it. However, I just went through it. I've researched this. I've looked into it over and over and over again, and it's just not that big of a disease. It's not something that is killing near the number of people that they're trying to say it is, or infecting near as many people as it's saying it is. I started looking at it, and of all the world-known cases, they only comprise of about 3% of the world population that has been infected by this disease. Only about 3% has even been infected. So it's just crazy, because like the H1N1 in 1918, that one infected a third, or about a third, of the population of the world. So much more infectious disease, because it infected so many more people. And in a time when people were not able to travel as easily and as quickly as we are here today, or as freely. So yeah, there's just so much about this that just doesn't line up. It just doesn't work. And what they're telling us about COVID-19, a lot of it just is not true. Like, also, one of the things that have come out recently is only 1 to 5% of all people that get COVID are hospitalized anytime during their treatment, or their having COVID, anytime while they have COVID-19. Only 1 to 5% of those people, while they have COVID-19, are hospitalized. That's like, so first of all, you're one of 3%. You're 3% of the world population that might be getting it. And then And let's say that it is more infectious than that, and that there's a lot of cases out there that we just don't know about because they're not hospitalized and they basically stay home and take care of it at home without ever really reporting it or getting the test. Well, that means that okay, 6% of the world population has been infected with COVID-19. If that's all that's been infected with this disease, then there's only 6% of the world that is even getting infected with this. And then, on top of that, only 1 to 5% of those people that are actually getting infected with this are ever going to be hospitalized for it. It's just crazy with all of that the government is doing with this and why they're trying to make it out to be such a serious thing when it really isn't that big and that serious of a disease. Now, I think that if you get it, you should take it seriously. You should go to the doctors. You should seek out treatment and make sure that you get the right information from the right people so that you can treat this. But, oh, and that was another one that they went completely after as soon as it was found out, the ivermectin. They completely went after that one. The federal government completely went after that drug as soon as Joe Rogan ended up getting COVID, and he took ivermectin to help him recover. And so they went after that as a horse tranquilizer. Well, or as a horse treatment for worms, I think is what it was. Anyways, so they go after that. They go after ivermectin as well and try to discredit that drug. Well, the fact of the matter is ivermectin has been an antiviral treatment or an antiviral treatment for a long time in humans. It's just like you don't want to get a horse-sized dose of it, obviously, and you definitely should go talk to your doctor to make sure that you get your dosage the and everything set properly so that you're not taking too much of it. Absolutely, always go to your doctor to make sure that you got the right type of treatment for this. But it's just not as big of a deal as they're making it out to be. So, anyways, the so yeah, but the Democrats have shown for sure that they have a socialist agenda, and they definitely have a desire to take over our healthcare in socialism. These people are Marxists, and socialism is just a part of that. That's their preferred economic means, and it has been for a long time. It was kind of set up and it was kind of delegated out that the GOP that they would kind of run the economics and that the Democrats would run the culture. Well, that's all up in the air now, and they've completely thrown that out the window. One, because Trump started playing the cultural game. He started going after the culture and started saying, no, we have a culture here in the United States of being a great people, and we want to become a great people and remain a great people. And so he tried to start building that culture. Started trying to show he started fighting for people to build that type of a culture. And so in a way he kind of stepped on the Democrats' toes, and he flew in the face of what the Democrats thought they should be able to control. Well, the Democrats have already been stepping on the GOP's toes repeatedly for years and started trying to get into the economy. Obamacare was actually a method and a way to try and start socializing medicine and the healthcare system in that way. And so that was actually stepping on the economic side, which was supposed to be, which by the rules of the globalist elites was supposed to be controlled by the GOP in the United States. It was supposed that the GOP was supposed to be able to control that because they were known to be the better ones at managing money. Well, Trump also threw that out basically, and he's all like, "Oh well, we're going to change up exactly how we run the economy." And I think that it wasn't a terrible way. I mean, the economy was actually in pretty good shape when Trump was in charge. Um, Gas prices were low, food prices were low, the housing market, yes, it was more expensive, but it was actually under control at least a little bit. It wasn't flying completely off the handle. And it's gotten way worse now. So everything's becoming more expensive, and that is fully on Biden. That's fully Biden's economy. Well, Biden's regime's economy, because Biden really doesn't know what he's doing at all at any time of the day. Anyway, so that's the video that I wanted to get out today. And so like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, um, and make sure you comment down below. I would really appreciate your comments so that I can kind of see what other people think and what they feel about these types of things. But yeah, this is the Rocha Throche, and I will see you